All right. Righty-tighty. Mr. Mighty. Here we go. Happy days. We'll swipe that across to there. Perfect. Okay. Need a little bit more room here. There we go. And our guiding image. There'll be an answer, let it be. Don't. When I find myself in times of trouble. Hello, yes, we're outside today. It's about time. Let me fold this up properly. Thanks, Michael. And the weather is lovely. Enjoy the sounds of nature. Let's go. Excuse me for a moment, I'll just fold this picture up. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, whispering words of wisdom, let it be. Wake up to the sound of people living in the world you see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Don't. Let it be. Let it be. So guys, just folding on the sides at the moment. Making sure my picture matches the scale I actually want to be working to. Here we go. On this side. That's about right there. Cool. Here we go. Picture sorted. That's what we want. Duff that way. Perfect. Hello, Seb, home from holiday. That sounds fantastic, Cobb. Looking forward to it. Hello, Leonardo. Welcome. And thanks, Michelle. Michelle, never realized you did this. Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate that. It's amazing when you figure out who's on TikTok. Everyone's on TikTok these days, guys. TikTok's the thing. Yeah. Next thing we're doing, team. Paint palette. Big brush. Not the little one this time. Thanks, Leonardo. Are you nearly done with this piece? Love how it turned out. It's got a bit more to go. I don't think we've captured a few areas, and this little child's head needs to move across here and up. So that's why there's a bit of abstraction around here at the moment. We're just going to move some things around, see where it takes us. TikTok is better. That's good. Not sure what changed. Thanks, Cobb. Appreciate it. Morena. Hey, Pity. Welcome back. Hi, hun. Do you ever feel depressed? What helps you? Look, I think a question like that, I think we can just simple it down to what helps. And we'll talk about what helps. Finding things that you love doing helps. Finding people you love being around helps. These are all things that make the biggest difference. If you're feeling like you're not on the ball, have a look at the last few months or weeks. Have you spent time around your loved ones? Have you spent time doing what you love? It may not be the full answer, but it's a good place to start. Here we go. Now we're just going to keep pulling these characters into the correct position. They're not there yet. This hand needs to come across here, and that's going to open up some space over this side. We're just going to let that keep on moving across. There we go. Perfect. Where do you sell your artwork, Tanya? So there's a bit available on the website, but for the past 4 to 6 months, a lot of it's just been commission based. So if you would like a piece, you'll have to reach out via, here we go, just bring that whole hand up. You have to reach out via Instagram, or there's a commission page on the link in the bio. You can leap on that too. Hey Layla. And hey Cheryl, welcome. You're tremendously depressed. Well, first thing to do if you're tremendously depressed is, in the name of preserving yourself, get help. When I say get help, I mean get clinical help. That's first and foremost, because if you are clinically depressed, you need immediate clinical help. And then, once you're in a more stable place, you need to figure out what things do you like, what things do you love. Who are your loved ones? Are they in your life more often? Make that happen. Thanks, Luna. Appreciate that. I think I'm just tired out. Being tired and serious clinical depression, they are two different things, but burnout's a very serious thing. And if you are experiencing burnout, the key to dealing with burnout is dealing with it before you end up in it. So when it comes to burning out, figure out when you're in the right mind frame how you actually deal with things like burnout. So that way when you do end up in a burnout stage, you know music, food, loved ones, travel, what helps you with a better understanding of that. Tim, what a question. That's a good one. Let me think about that. Here we go. So artist block is a bunch of solutions, guys. Typically I find the best way to deal with an artist block, for me, is a return to what's important about the process. When I mean that, I mean usually you're so tied up with getting the end product. That's why you're blocked. And the key to getting over that is throwing away the end product. Do a painting that you plan to throw away. And that sounds ridiculous, but you'll subconsciously train your mind to realize that actually it had nothing to do with the end product and everything to do with the process that you were doing. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to do 1 second. 1 second. I will be back in just a moment, guys. Hold fire. All right, guys, sorry for disappearing. There was more mosquitoes out than I'd planned for. Mosquitoes, sandflies. So I'm back in the little studio here. Now, where were we? I used to have panic attacks. I drink soda and coffee every day. It doesn't cause them for me. Pleasure, hun. Where did you go? Yeah, sorry, Pity. Back now. A few too many sandflies out there, so I thought I'll come back into the studio here and it'll be better, and it is. While he's gone, what has been your favourite painting he has done? That's a good question, Cobb. Yes, so Sam and Josh, Wilson hasn't been shipped yet, but Wilson is on the way to being shipped, certainly. That's right, the picture which is over here. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Morena from Wellington, hey Sarah, how you doing? Okay, so there's a couple of, this is a classic one because we've actually leaned into this a bit much without actually getting our composition correct as we went. We were just too excited about these characters. But now we're going to keep pulling them into the right place. We will beat this painting, guys, but like I say, don't let previous lines guide where your future ones are going to go. Claudia, no, I'm not. I'm good, thanks. How you doing? I'm good. Thanks, Sarah. So we're in the process right now of actually pulling up this character's face, just like that. There we go. Moving this up here like this. This whole thing is going to get just a wee bit of a facelift. It's a little bit counterproductive because we've done this before, but we didn't do it enough. So here we are. Going for a round two. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. I missed a few of those comments. So burnout's a real thing, and burnout's going to feel very, very similar to depression. But the important thing right now, guys, and this is for everyone, all 81 of you here on the stream right now, is that the best way to deal with burnout is a preemptive approach. Don't wait till you're burnt out to figure out how to fix it. Figure out how you fix it for yourself before you're burnt out. So is that your friends and family? Is that riding horses? Is that going to see your loved ones? Is that being around children? Is that listening to music? Is that playing a game that's really important to you? All these things are very, very important to know once a burnout actually hits. So that way when it does come on, you know you've got the tools, or you're aware of the tools that help you out the best. That's really, really important, guys. You'd be like, well, I don't get burnt out. Well, you might not be working hard enough. No, I'm kidding. But it is important to have those tools ready in your arsenal. If you're already in a burnout, or if you're already feeling under, one of the best things you can do, first and foremost, is get help. Because once you're in that stage, it's too late to try and attack it just on your own. You need doctors, or you need the help of your loved ones to get you back on your feet. And once you're back on your feet, do the exact process we were just talking about. Figure out how you can get yourself out of those little ruts in a way that's constructive and loving and amazing in all the ways. I devote a certain amount of time every day just to me, and I spend that time watching you. Cobb, that's pretty special. Thank you very much. And look, for me, I'm glad that I can be a part of that for you. That's special for me, so very wholesome. What size are my feet? It's not really relevant to the artwork, but my feet are about 9, size 9, I think. Or 8, I don't remember. Just give me a second, guys. Shelby's trying to send me a message on Messenger. make that. Shelby just invited me out to dinner, but I have to drive up to Auckland for it. I'm just telling you that I will be there. It's a bit of a drive, but we can do it. Lucy, I'm glad I've caught all the lives so far. Lucy, I'm going to be honest right now, you have been on fire these last few days, and don't think I haven't noticed. I've been noticing. We're just going to add this paint in here, and in here. So this is quite aggressive, guys. We've added about 4 coats onto this painting, maybe even 5 or 6. And now I'm losing a lot of them because I'm moving these characters around. But you know what's better than keeping all those 5 quotes? Having a painting you actually really like. And so I'm not afraid to cover up paint and take the paint into a place where I'm going to be proud of it. And that's what's happening right now. Because like I say, guys, it's not leaving the studio unless I love it. It's that simple. That's an interesting way to go about it. Is that in terms of the painting? I missed it. Also, guys, when we talk about things like before with burnout and things, one of the things that really helps me is I'll take a pause sometimes and I'll clean my studio. It sounds like such a small thing, but if I'm feeling burnt out, rather than doubling down and attacking the art, I'll clean the studio, I'll make my bed, that's a big one. Basically clean up all the spaces I live in to the point there's nothing left to do but the art. That way I'm not using art to sort of try and run away from responsibilities. Everything's ticked off and now I can just do art. And that's quite a good way to approach it, for me. But you might want to go in the reverse. And that's okay too. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. This isn't the same one from yesterday. It is the same-ish, but we are going to make, just Google me a block of rice. Let's see what we're good. Okay. Here we go, a bit of white. Bit of that. And I want my Arctic blue. Where are you hiding? There we go. Hello. Yeah, so Spyro's been tucked away for a little bit. I've been prioritising a few commissions. Doesn't mean Spyro's dead. Spyro's still very much alive, but we'll come back to him. Sarah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alex, can you come live with me? I haven't seen your name pop up before, so that's not the best idea. Just out of respect for everyone else here. But if you're looking to paint or do some art, you can certainly reach out to me on Instagram or whatever works for you. All the stuff too, guys, all the links, social media, that sort of jazz, is in my bio with a link tree. And you're welcome to follow me and message me on Instagram. You're welcome to jump on the YouTube channel, which is just the replays of these. And you're welcome to do basically anything on that list of link trees. And my personal favourite, which I'm glad that Lucy likes too, because I think it's great, is one of the things that really helps me when I get blocked up with art. Well, I'm not talking about a massive block like a dam, just a couple of sticks in the river. I love to use music. Music brings me back to my vibe, it brings me back to the way I want to do things. And so, R.I.P. Spyro. woo, we're going to bring him back, I swear. I swear. But sorry, what I was saying was, bringing me back to the way I want to do things is music. And I have a playlist there called Happy Flow and Flow, both great. Just things that bring you back to a bass line. You were the one to run away. Keep my guard up, 'cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. Keep my guard up, 'cause you were the one that run away. Keep my guard up, 'cause you let me down. Oh, you can't say that. Hello, Yummy. Yes, well, I'm glad you like it. I grew up myself. Your Aboriginal piece is so much depth. So freaking cool. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. I'm a pretty big fan of that one. I think it came along pretty well. It's actually, we say Aboriginal, and it seems like in the Southern Hemisphere we're talking about a Australian Aboriginal. It is an Aboriginal, but it's a bada bing bang bong Indian Aboriginal. So take that into account, if it even matters. Doesn't matter to me, but some people mind. There we go. Keep my guard up, 'cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. Keep my guard up, 'cause you were the one to run away. Here we go. Keep my guard up, 'cause you let me down. Lucy pinned a comment. Not gonna lie, I'd love to see Seb paint his favourite Pokemon. Victoria, do you know what my favourite Pokemon is? That's the question. That is the question. Who can guess it? If I was going to paint it, I want to do it on a canvas the same size as the Clint Eastwood canvas. I'd go big. I mean big. Because I want to see it in all its glory. Now, I'd choose it off, I'd take the same picture as its Pokemon card. Not Hydreigon, no, not Charizard, no Lucy. Solid guess though, solid guess. Yeah, I am a traditional, there's no doubt about that. My Pokemon is in the top, the first 150, of course it is, because I'm from that generation. But it's pretty basic. I'm not often a basic boy when it comes to selecting my Pokemon. But in this case, Schmergle, not Schmergle. Pikachu, not that basic, but we're basic, guys. Bulbasaur then, not a Bulbasaur, Lucy, not a Bulbasaur. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a clue. If you've played competitive Pokemon matches, this might be the biggest clue. It's foolish, but I have 3 of them in my Pokemon team. So when you talk about your Pokemon lineup, your 6 Pokemon, 3 of my 6 Pokemon are exactly the same. Magikarp, no, but you could run 3 Gyarados. And hello Matt, how we doing? Psyduck, not Psyduck. Squirtle, not Squirtle. Squirtle's cool though. Big fan of Squirtle. I always liked Squirtle in the original series because when you played Game Boy Color, what would happen when you were playing with Charizard was cool, but it always felt like such a cop-out teaching Charizard Fly because it was like a waste of a move. But with Squirtle, Surf was an okay move for Blastoise, and so you'd have a bird that you teach Fly to, maybe a token Pidgeot, and you'd have your Squirtle with an effective Surf move, which was your one-hit KO for all the medium to nub Pokemon around. And then if you get across water easily, and the water Pokemon didn't really hit the mustard up until you got Surf. Like, do you really want a Staryu or a Starmie? I mean, I would now. It's quite a cool Pokemon. But back then, meh. Lapras. great Pokemon. Not my Pokemon. Growlithe. Love Growlithe. Not Growlithe. I hope I haven't missed it here too, guys. If I haven't said it out loud, I haven't actually seen it. Eevee. I love an Eevee, but it's not an Eevee. Are you drinking a bottle of wine? No. It's a sparkling water from a soda stream, and I've added some minerals to it. So that's fun. One of those little BCAA sachets. Now, if I haven't said the Pokemon out loud, I haven't seen it. You haven't got it yet. You seem like someone who would have an Arcanine. I absolutely would have an Arcanine. That's 100% correct. I have a big one. But no, Arcanine would not be... It's in my 6, Arcanine. Arcanine's in my 6. So is a Blastoise. We've got a Blastoise, we've got an Arcanine. Because you have to select one of the first 3. If Pikachu's there, I'll take a Pikachu over a Blastoise. I think Raichu's pretty cool. Because electricity is pretty handy, guys, in today's environment. Snorlax is cool, not a Snorlax. Onix, love a Steelix, but not an Onix. Ninetales, very cool Pokemon. If Arcanine wasn't a Pokemon, absolutely I'm buying up in the Ninetales camp. Because they're cool. But no, not a Ninetales. Alakazam, huge fan of Alakazam. Not Alakazam. I'll give you a clue. In the Pokemon movie, Ash interacts with one. They don't talk to each other, but it's doing a job, shows up in front of Ash, does its job, and then leaves. Clefairy, no. Piplup, no. Ponyta, no. But I think Shelby's favourite Pokemon's Ponyta. Thanks for the crown. Jinx, no. Rhydon, no. All great Pokemon. Dragonite. Kyle gets the points. And Seb's starting lineup of 6 Pokemon. Seb runs 3 Dragonites. One knows Thunder, one knows Blizzard, and one knows probably Hyper Beam or something. And I love Dragonite. Favourite Pokemon card? Dark Dragonite. And I just think Dragonite's really cool. It's majestic. Dragonair looks really cool. Dratini looks so innocent and sweet. And Dragonite's just big, friendly, but super powerful dragon. What's not to love, right? Mew. Oh, sorry. When I say that's confusing, I see what you're thinking. When I said basic, you were thinking basic Pokemon. When I said basic, I meant like basic boy. So that's my fault. That's my bad, yeah. So I can see if I said basic, you'd be thinking first evolutions. But what I meant was a basic boy or a basic bee. And Dragonite's like such a common popular favourite that it's a basic choice. It's like saying Taylor Swift's your favourite artist or something along those lines. No, there's anything wrong with that if Taylor Swift's your favourite artist. Give my guard up cause you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. Give my guard up because you were the one to run away. I need these kisses like the rain. Cause I hear them calling. It's so sweet cause I know that she does it. I keep my guard up cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. Keep my guard up cause you let me down. You were the one to run away. How long does it take you to finish a painting? Great question. It should usually take 7 to 10 hours. In this case here, we're going to push 15, and it's not going to be any better than a 7 to 10 hour painting. But I tell you this, guys, don't leave the studio until you love it. And so we've done a bit of work, we've built up some layers, we've let some passion go into it, we're not happy with it. And so I'm going to start throwing on paint more aggressively now and see if I can't pull a result out of it that I want. And that's really important, guys. It's important you see me do this as well, because part of the integrity of purchasing work of an artist is that he loves every piece of art that he makes, or she loves every piece of art that she makes. If you feel like some of the artwork they're selling is like almost like a depth charge, like, oh God, I hope that sells, but you know, hopefully someone buys it. That stuff doesn't leave the studio. That's all in the corner over there. I won't let it leave. The important thing is that everything you give out into the world is something you love, and that way, if you're offering something to the world, people have the confidence to know that you love it. And that's pretty important, guys. I think that's pretty important. Twitter. I don't have a Twitter. Talk to Lucy. You have to come here for inspirational 160 character quotes. Do you think it's the greatest? Who do you think is the greatest painter ever? It's Van Gogh. It's Van Gogh. Why? Because he's one of the most famous painters in the world, but he wasn't realised as famous until after he died. I know that's a common story, but that meant that his whole process was made in a way that he did it by himself, not because of any fame he ever had. And his works have the ability, if you look at them and feel what he was feeling in a way that a lot of other artists can't express. A lot of times you look at other artists and you go off on lots of subjective, wild tangents, but with Van Gogh, I think more than anyone, you're able to look at his artwork and feel that little moment or that little thing he was trying to capture and feel it at the same time. Nothing major, just a little bit. And if the picture does that to, in this case, hundreds of millions of people, how can you argue he's not the best? It's that simple. In my mind. It sounds basic, but I think Van Gogh's the best. Hi from the Netherlands. Welcome, Van Gogh's village. Speaking of Netherlands, the Dutch don't say Van Gogh. Van Gogh is the American way of saying Van Gogh's name. It's technically not correct. If you want to say Van Gogh correctly, and you've heard this podcast before, this isn't a podcast, the stream before, Van Gogh's name is Van, so Van and Gogh. Van Gogh. And that's how you say it in Dutch, Van Gogh, correct me if I'm wrong. And then in America you'd say Van Gogh. So I say Van Gogh because everyone knows what I'm talking about, but it's Van Gogh if it's Dutch. I swear we need to add Twitter. Well, Victoria, like, we could get a Twitter, you know, like maybe there's space to give out motivational quotes on Twitter. Maybe that's just what that platform needs. I don't know. Be right back. All right, Lucy, catch you later. Do you ever have a pair of jeans that, I only have a few pairs of jeans, guys. I wish I had more, but I'm actually needing to go for a bit more of a shop. I say usually go to op shops. Go to op shops, buy your clothes and wear them from there. But for me right now, I've actually been a little bit slack with going around the place and getting into these op shops and buying up clothes that actually fit me. So, my bad. Very good pronunciation. Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's another way to say it in somewhere else, but I forget what that is. I need your attention. Right. You've got my undivided attention. That's why I come live here. I come to hang out with you guys, give you a few tips on painting, not gospel, just little things that you can take into your own life or your own craft and use it however you like to. And yeah. And you guys give me company and everyone is a winner. So that's what goes on here, you guys. Where did you say? Is that tea? It's not tea, it's like a BCAA mix. So it's like, what do you call BCAAs? Can someone help me out? They're like a type of amino acid which comes from protein. So protein gets broken down to amino acids. And BCAAs are basically like, yo, if that's what you're after, then here's the amino acids that used to be protein. And you can smash these. And you're like, thank you. I think that's how they work. Do they work? No, guys. Waste of money. Do I have? I mean, that's a lie. I don't know if they work. I've never felt like they work, but I take them because I've got some. So, thank you so much, Kyle. You're an absolute champion. I appreciate the Kiwis and I appreciate the support. No, I'm sorry. Where you buy your jeans? Op shops. Go on to an op shop. If you want to get yourself some jeans, jeans are best to buy from an op shop, guys. And you'd be like, no, I want brand new jeans. Well, when you go and buy brand new jeans, what happens? You go into the store, you try on jeans and think, well, after I wear these a while and wash them a few times, they're going to soften up. So I want to get them just a little bit tighter and I'll be better off. Come off it, guys. If you go to an op shop and get slightly newer jeans from the op shop, they've already been broken in. So they're stretched out in a way that if they fit perfectly, you're golden. How bad is it when you buy new jeans from the store and you go, they got a little bit too loose, or they're just now a little bit too tight? Don't put yourself through that. You don't have to put yourself through that. That's what I reckon anyway. Guys, if it's your first time on this stream, welcome. We paint here. We hang out. I paint, a couple of the people paint. Lucy is a painter. And sometimes we paint together. Well, when I say paint together, I mean I'm painting and other people are painting in the comfort of their own homes. And if you want to connect more, there's all the social medias in a link in the bio. I hate brand new jeans, right? Thank you, Victoria. And so I love to go into a op shop, especially one with a whole bunch of Berlin, Ben Sherman or style jeans, all sitting there. All about my size. I'm about a 34 sometimes. 33 is just about right. 34, 33. Sometimes I'll dip down to 32. I'm definitely in a 34 right now. And grab those jeans and they'll fit off the bat. You can walk out in them, they're comfortable straight away. And yeah, I reckon that's all beer and Skittles, personally. Who's your favourite artist? Trunks or briefs? Favourite artist? Van Gogh. I really need to do a quick little story, a highlight reel on why Van Gogh is my favourite artist. So that way I can say Van Gogh and then, sorry guys, the shirt keeps untucking the shelf, one moment. That way I can say Van Gogh, and when people ask for more details, I can just send you to the highlight reels, which is handy. Which is handy dandy. Here we go. I keep my heart up 'cause you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. So we're adding some skin tones to the beach. And you'll be like, why is he adding skin tones to the beach? The reason we do this is so characters don't look like they're sticking out of nowhere. They don't look like they fit in the environment. And so we can add some of these tones to the surrounding environment. Not trying to match the correct hues, but trying to match the correct tones. We can make the characters seem more like they belong. Does Lucy have her works on display anywhere? Matt, I haven't even seen Lucy's works. And I don't have my works on display anywhere. I was actually going to send a couple of pictures down to Christchurch to go into a gallery, but I ended up giving them away to family. And now, I've got very, very few pictures in the supply. It's all commissions, which is fun because I think it's really special. I mean, I can paint all sorts of things, but it's special making someone else's dream come to life, like enabling someone's vision. That's a really special thing to be a part of. Trina, hello. Am I saying that right? Trina, I am. Perfect. About to pop off now, Sam. Nice seeing you live. Cheers, Sam. Look after yourself. We'll be in touch. It's an absolute pleasure having you come into these streams, Sam. You know that. I will see you next time. Whoa, that red is a stunning colour. It is. It really pops. But if I just add it to the bodies, they're going to look sunburned. And so it's important that I actually spread that love, that red, out further to really make the picture pop. You'll notice there's very, very few yellows that I'm adding to the image. It's mainly, predominantly, reds and steely blues. And that's okay. I keep my guard up because you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around to keep my guard up. You were the one to run away. Hello, Carl. Welcome. Where do you get that style of painting from? I get it from myself. I think Impressionism is just a way of not focusing on realism as much as focusing on making an impression of the picture you're trying to create. And when I fall back on my natural style, this is where I end up. Some people love realism. They love constructing something and building it. For me, I find it strangles the process. So I do less of it. Full abstract, look, I'm too crazy. If I go full abstract, it turns into this wild, zany, crazy thing. And so I love to have a picture which anchors me. Like that, what's that song? Anchor me in the middle of your deep blue sea, just like that. I like to have a picture like that to actually bring me back to a core focus and then abstract out from that. So for me, this is where I land overall. Didn't realise a painting was missing warmth until you added red to it. Really brightened it up. Thanks, Victoria. We will tone back those yellows a little bit. So this painting will land predominantly red and blue. A few tans sneaking in the background, but we want red and blue to be the main focus. Sorry, picture is great, but can't stop. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'll get back to painting the picture. So keeping my guard up because you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. It's Ziggy Albert, it's stuck in my head. We're going to add in Cerulean. Road to Cerulean City. A little bit of Plato blue, perfect. And we're going to add some more tinting white and titanium white. Give me just a moment. It's unusual, but you really like the style, that's good. And that's natural. The reason why the style's quite attractive, I think, it has an allure about it, is I really, really try, guys, to make sure when I'm applying paint to the canvas that I'm loving what I do and I'm being playful and raw and primal with the strokes. And I feel like you can feel that inside the paint. It's nothing spiritual. It's just like watching a sportsman play a game. You can sort of tell whether they love playing the game or not. In the same way that you can see the aftermath of brush strokes playfully cascading over a canvas, and you can think, I reckon the artist enjoyed painting that. That's a similar thing. Do you paint masakutas? I don't know what a masakuta is, but I'll paint just about anything, guys. Sometimes there's requests for all sorts of things, But if it's something that can't be painted on a stream due to Tinder's guidelines, sorry, not Tinder's guidelines, TikTok's guidelines, it's a naughty slip, then I can do it, but I charge a little bit extra, only because then you guys can't be a part of the process and watch, so that's important. Do you get inspiration from any particular artist? Look, I used to. It's definitely important to look at artists, but don't look at them in terms of trying to glorify or copy them. Look at them in terms of thinking, what have they done that I can use and build upon my own style? Because the perfect you is not a copy of Picasso. The perfect you is not a copy of Van Gogh. The perfect you is taking hints from those other artists because they exist and they've done amazing things and they'll help your journey, but taking hints from those and coming up with your own unique style. And it doesn't mean it's going to be new or different, but it is going to be unique. And you need to find that voice, because when you find it, aside from people loving it because you'll be the best at it, you'll love it. Because doing you is the thing that you can do the easiest and have the most fun. So that's what I reckon. But I think we get too caught up, especially sometimes in art school too, copying other artists rather than stealing their ideas. It's actually, I say stealing your ideas. When you look at me and I talk about being raw and primal, steal it, take that and build your own style from it. You don't need to be as wild and raw as I am. You can go do your own thing. Take a little bit out of that and build on it. Yeah. But it was actually Picasso who said, bad artists copy, good artists steal. Now he's not meaning steal in a negative, derogatory sense. He's meaning steal as in take the best parts there are, take their best inspiration and develop it into your own unique style that you can build on and develop and make into your own. I reckon it's really wholesome. Sorry, my sleeve's getting just a wee bit caught. Hello, Jason. Welcome back. Always a pleasure, never a chore. What's your favourite painter? I said that earlier, Van Gogh. I love Van Gogh, team. Always have, always will. Brian, I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm here to make your life as good as it can possibly be while using a digital screen on a phone or a tablet, whatever you're connecting with me on. So, if I can make your day a little bit better, then this has been an awfully successful stream. And it's sort of cool looking at paintings when I move out of the studio and thinking, not only is that painting going to make someone's room and environment a happier place or a more expressive place, the creation of that painting helped a few people, improved a few people's day, like not in a massive way, just in a, that was nice. If you can do that, you're doing magic. That's what I reckon. Interesting favourite painter set. Steph, he is arguably the greatest painter of all time, so it's pretty basic of me to choose him. But the reason I like Van Gogh is that he was able to capture a little bit of feeling or a little bit of how he felt about a picture, the essence of a picture, the likeliness of characters. With just a few brief strokes, he was able to build those out. And why that was so special is that anyone can look at it and suddenly feel just a little bit of what Van Gogh was feeling. You don't run off in other directions like, oh, it was this, oh, it was that. Everyone feels the same little, that's nice, from Starry, Starry Night. And to all universally have the same little, that's nice experience is why Van Gogh in my mind, will always be the GOAT. And plus, sorry if you heard me say it earlier, guys, but I'm going to do it again. He wasn't acknowledged till after his death. And the reason why that's important is that he developed so many, thousands of paintings without any influence from anyone else. He developed his style and the way he crafted the artwork without anyone showing him any love. And so, from that, you know that he wasn't controlled by public opinion or what he should be doing. He was doing what he thought he should be doing. It's quite powerful. Too often do we fall into the trap ourselves of trying to make art a certain way because we think it's what people want to see. I've fallen into that trap a lot of the time. Van Gogh? No. Now I get why you put all the colours all over the piece. It puts the colour out of the main. Yeah. So add the colours all over the piece, not just to where you see the colour. And the effect that will have is it will mean that certain objects and shapes, faces and hands, won't just weirdly leap out. It'll actually all have much more of a, I guess the word's harmonious nature to it. And that's what we're after. We want the whole painting to a degree, all want to work together. And I'm already liking this painting a whole lot more after we've done this slashing job to it. Have we lost 3 hours? Yes. Did we lose about 5 or 6 hours of man time? Yeah. Is the overall result going to thank us? Well, we don't know yet, but we're hoping so. We'll find out. Thanks, Jessica. Are you going to lighten the faces? Of course. So we haven't used a lot of light colour yet, but we're going to. We are going to. And that's where my second brush comes into action, which I seem to have lost right now. Give me a moment. I'll track it down somewhere around here. Keeping my guard up because you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. Keeping my guard up because you were the one to run away. The other thing you'll notice there too, guys, is that the greens have been toned right back. So there's a little bit of green lingering around the bottom of the canvas and up on the top left. But the rest should have died right back. This is a good thing. Green with all the other colours that are going on would be just too much. You were the one to run away. You can't say that. Would you ever do a self-portrait? Of course I would, Jason. If you were after a self-portrait, I'd absolutely do that for you. No, like I was saying, guys, we're working from a guiding image, and the reason I do that is I'm just too crazy. If I just work without a guiding image, we end up with some crazy stuff. I've never shown you any abstract work before, but you know, one day we might actually be like, right, abstract session. Here's what Seb's artwork looks like when he doesn't have an image guiding the process from start to finish. And you'll be like, oh. You'll either be like, Seb, don't you ever use a guiding image again. We will be like, Seb, you need to always have a guiding image. In perpetuity. What was that? So, we won't know. Sent you 5 pictures on IG. Thank you very much, Cobb. And for anyone else, IG is there in the bio. So you can go in there, there's a link tree there, and that'll give you access to YouTube, Instagram, and all the places. Or ignore all those places and just keep hanging out with me here. I won't know, so. That's pretty cool. But don't be afraid to reach out. There's been some incredible people, art students, people going through things, people wanting to get in touch for a whole variety of different reasons. So you're welcome to do that, guys. I can't guarantee I'll respond straight away, obviously, because I get a little bit tied up, but yeah. Hello. What do you like best about living in New Zealand? Jason, I like New Zealand. What do I like best about it? Look, I think a lot of places have got amazing things going for them. New Zealand, probably. Things I like about New Zealand is it's got good. Great coffee, great scenery, great people, great, what else? Other things that have that go great. It's got lots of things, guys. Definitely worth a visit. And backpacking around New Zealand's fantastic. It's an island, so we can't get too big for our boots. Pretty controllable little space, which is pretty fun. I keep my guard up cause you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. Keep my guard up cause you were the one to run away. Oh, Wani. Keep my guard up cause you let me down. Sorry if I'm missing a few comments there, guys. I'm back, live video. Welcome. Good to have you here. I'm always something. I missed that. I did miss that. Life beats down and crushes the soul, and art reminds you that you have one. Stella Adler. I suppose so, Tim. That's a pretty good one. Yeah. But when we say art, remember, that is the whole spectrum of art. There's a whole bunch of art out there doing a whole bunch of different special things. Music. Books. Joinery. Craft. There's a whole bunch, guys. You really just got to enjoy them all. Now this is a classic one, guys. This is a classic paint what you think you see over paint what's actually there. The whole way through this picture, in this picture, we've been painting what we should be seeing, but we've been missing something. If I show you this picture here we are. Is that going to catch the light? Yeah. See this big red logo on this kid's shirt? Cognitively, I've been ignoring that through all the layers we've been doing so far. So with all the layers we've been doing so far, I haven't noticed there's that red mark across the shirt. I've only just now added it. So if you think you're actually viewing the picture correctly, sometimes your mind can trick you. Make sure you're always trying to paint what's actually there, not what you think you see. Do you use any other mediums, Steph? Great question. Great question. I do. I used to use a lot of oils. I've moved away from oils. Now I focus predominantly on acrylic. I used to use charcoal to mark out a picture. I've stopped doing that too. This picture's fallen victim to that because it's taken more layers than I thought to chisel out a picture, but that's okay. Key to doing that is you start with black paint, a little bit of water through it. You mark out where you want things to be. Then you start painting, and the black paint becomes the shadows in the picture later on. That's okay. But you don't need the charcoal. I don't often use pencils. Working with graphite's an amazing craft, guys, make no mistake, but I'll always love, more than anything, the feeling of applying colour. Keep my guard up cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. Give my guard up. What was the toughest commission you had, Jason? Commissions aren't tough in and of themselves. There's tough pieces. Like for example with this one, I'm racing off right now, covering up layers to build it out in a different way to make sure that I'm happy with it. Now that's tough, but it's only a part of it that's tough. Phoenix, Arizona, welcome. And so we can get hung up on thinking, oh, the entire commission's tough to make. Commissions have easy parts and hard parts. And you've got to roll with those punches, especially if you plan on taking commissions. It's unlikely you'll have commissions where you're like, oh, that entire thing was just so simple. There'll always be a layer in there where you're like, all right, now it's time to knuckle down, have a think, and really nail this. Because although I might be seeing, or you as an artist might be seeing, several canvases at a time, for that person, they get one. They're ordering one canvas and they're putting it in their home. And so there's a huge responsibility to make sure you nail that one canvas for that person. It's really got to be something that you personally love so they can enjoy it in their home. Like running the gallery here, I'm surrounded by 30 pieces of work, some that are leaving and some that are staying. But the important thing about that is knowing that, yeah, they can desensitize you. They can desensitize you to actually realizing that every single one is so important to the person it's going to. So make sure you nail it. If a person is going to do a realistic painting, should they lightly draw it in pencil first? Absolutely. If you're doing a realistic painting, measure the whole thing out. And the best way to do it is actually get a projector and shine the correct lights. The lines are exactly correct on the picture itself, so you can mark them out perfectly. Do that if you're into realism. I'm not, but there's amazing techniques to do an incredible realism now, and I encourage you to use all of them. I'm in a realm where I think far more about the raw and primal aspects of paint to help you build the layers in a really wild, expressive kind of way, because I think AI can have realism. I don't want it. I want to paint something that you really feel like it's the 2023 version of a cave painting on your wall. That's where I want to be. That's how I like to work. Is there a specific brand paint I use? No. Guys, get good quality paint. That's a given. But don't get the highest quality. That's unnecessary. People get caught up on trying to buy the very, very best of paint. And you don't need it. You just need something above average, especially when you're starting out. If you're starting out, don't get hung up on buying the cheapest paint, thinking you're actually doing yourself a service. Because when you swap to the more expensive paint, the viscosities, which is like the density of it and how it runs, is so much worse for the cheaper paints. They're very transparent, they're hard to see through. God forbid they dry in really funny colours, like they change their tone drastically. High quality paint, especially high quality acrylics, will dry closer to the colour you painted. So get good quality paint, guys. Can't say that enough. Do you work a bit by bit, painting to painting, or finish one first? Lots of paintings at once. This is important because if you're working on multiple paintings at once, you can let them dry properly before going back and painting them. If you've ever come back to a painting too early and done paint strokes on it, sometimes it'll feel tacky to surface your painting, or it will pull through the underlying layer. This is a sign that you're coming back to it too soon. And so to save you with those little stalls, you can do multiple. And so when I talk about having a commissions calendar, there's about 8 to 10 pictures on the go at any one time. And what happens with those pictures is you're rolling through them, all in unison, slowly finishing them. Some take longer, exhibit A, and some come together really fast in a really special way. A great example of one that's come together really fast in a way that I think, maybe I don't touch it. maybe it's perfect as a painting for James. As the landscape. And the more I look at it, the more I think, I can't add to this. Like, past Seb has done such a good job of landing these strokes. I stand only to take away from the painting by adding to it. And that's quite special, guys. When you've got a painting that comes together in the first 3 hours, sometimes that's the painting. In your best, if you think, there's more I can capture, it's best sometimes just to start on a new canvas. Do it twice, 3 times, 4 times. I painted a lady's face 5 times one time on 60 by 48 inch canvases. It was a huge job, but I just felt like there was always more to capture in her face. Yo, how you doing? I'm doing good, thanks for asking. What's the name of this painting? I call things basic names for archival reasons. So I'd call this one 3 Kids on a Beach. Solid. Good name. Hard to argue with that. But if you were, I always feel like the deep nature of the painting has to come from the paint itself rather than from its rather than from its name itself. So I give the name a very archival name, so it's easy to find, easy to understand. And if anyone's got low vision, they can read the title and be like, oh, okay, no, I can make that out now. Because there is a fair element of abstract to this, Impressionism. So that gives them an opportunity to be involved too. If I call this silhouette, it'd be harder for someone with low vision to appreciate art. And just because you've got low vision doesn't mean you've got no vision. You should still be allowed to partake. And so clear naming of your artwork is a very inclusive way to help people who can't see as well partake in what it is. Instead of them, imagine them walking around a gallery. And what's that a picture of? The name just says in the light, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So a name that actually helps them understand exactly what they're looking at, so they can appreciate the colours or shapes in whichever capacity their vision can handle. Archival names, guys. You heard it here first. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing, my friend? Hello, Ash. Welcome back to the stream. Long time no see. I hope you've been looking after yourself. This arm here. That comes to there, that comes to there. Comes to there, that comes down here. That stops there, and that means I've got this to here, to here, to here. There we go. Perfect. You were the one to run away. Thanks, JW. I appreciate it. Work is busy at the moment. Welcome to healthcare. Yeah, I bet. Got a few people in healthcare who join on to these live streams, Ash. There's, a couple of folks. So, must be a good little, must be good to, in terms of hours, to be able to leap on here. Makes me happy to know that. Right. Give my guard up, 'cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. Give my guard up, 'cause you were the one to run away. Good to chillax. That's good. That's good. You're doing an amazing job. Anyone working in healthcare, public services, deserves an absolute medal. We're lucky to have you. So I saw a comment there. Let me see here. Thank you, Indy. Appreciate that. Are often empaths and creative? I'm not sure, but it could be a thing. And then where was it? JW. JW, if you'd like a painting, leap onto the link in the bio, and the top hit says commissions. And you can fill that out. It won't give you a whole lot of details, but it will start the conversation. And that way I can reach back to you. We can work out sizes. We can work out where we're shipping to, and I can come back to you with quote so we can make sure we can do something special for you. Pretty exciting actually, someone got in touch yesterday after a commission for elephants. Not painting on elephants, painting a canvas with elephants, not with the elephant as the brush, painting elephants on a canvas. But not elephants standing on a canvas being painted, painting pictures of elephants onto a canvas, if anyone's confused. Thank you very much, guys, I appreciate that. Not just for JW, but for anyone else, if you want to connect, get in touch, in the bio is a link, it's a Linktree, and on Linktree is the TikTok, you won't need that. Instagram, well, you won't need that because you're already on TikTok, is what I'm saying. Instagram, commissions, replays, my music playlists, which I'm so sorry, they're really out of date. I'll let you know when I update them all, so you can go on there and judge my music tastes. I can handle it. And yeah, it's all there. And it's pretty fun. It's got like a pink throbbing background. It's pretty cool, the little polka dots. Keeping my guard up, 'cause you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. What are some of your favourite art galleries you've been to? The best one I've ever been to was Moco in Barcelona. You don't have to go that far for a great art gallery. But in this particular gallery, I was so enthusiastic I bought a hat. It wasn't moving. It was just one of those art galleries that you walk into and think, oh, this is what art's supposed to be. This is how you do art. This is the way art's supposed to make you feel. And walking out of a gallery like that has a huge feeling of, I think an element of it is certainly, let me just grab this toothpick here, there we go.
A box of Sunday glasses.
Yeah.
Just outside.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. But to go into a gallery and come out and think, wow, I've actually seen what I think art should be rather than someone else telling me what art is, that's really special, guys, because we do get caught up. Have you ever gone to a gallery where you've walked in and there's been someone there who you didn't quite connect with, who's been like, hey, this is art on this wall here, and this is art, and you should appreciate this, and you should appreciate that, and this is a comment back to this, and it means that. Now that's okay, and good for them, but the other experience is walking to an art gallery and going, oh, this is why people like paint on 2D surfaces. That's why, and oh, that's cool. That's what an art gallery can do. Should it do it? I don't know, but in this particular gallery in Barcelona, it did do it. And it was really special. So anyway, I've got a hat, and the hat says, "In art we trust." And I think that's really cool because, for me personally, I always fall back on going, right, this is going to be tough, what's the solution? And art's a good solution. Can we see the hat? Ash, I'd love to show you the hat, but I've got no idea where in the house it is. I do love it when my partner wears it though. So, that's one thing. Maybe it's at her house. How does it feel being... Thanks, Elo, appreciate that. I sent you my info. Cheers, JW. I will be in touch. So, I'll either be in touch today or in the mornings. I answer emails and Instagram messages. So, either later on today or tomorrow morning, I'll be back in your inbox and talking to you. And obviously, if anyone here is waiting on a message I haven't contacted back yet, I'm very sorry. I will be in touch. Your message is special, but I get pretty snowed in. I try and I'm not that slick on technology, guys. I'm not that cool, but I try and keep up. Do you have a partner, JW? Yes. She comes on the stream occasionally. She's an incredible lady. She supports me painting, and she rides horses. There you go. There's a good character introduction for you. Did I miss some there? Good evening from Ireland. Johnny. Hello, Johnny. And yes, trust the process. This is a really big deal. And with this painting here, that's exactly what we're doing. When I was talking to you earlier about ignoring the fact that you've put 5 to 7 layers in it and going whack. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you, said the Houston Museum had a Van Gogh exhibit a while back. I'll send pics. Please do, Victoria. That sounds phenomenal. I went to a Van Gogh exhibition in Barcelona, and I loved it. It wasn't his real work. It was a environment warping thing, like one of those where they project on the walls and make it into a giant environment. Sorry, getting distracted there. Johnny, back to what Johnny's saying about trusting the process. This one here had about 7 layers, which we've now essentially covered up. 7 layers are a useless 7 layers if you don't love what you're doing. Sometimes you look at a piece and say it's time to move on, or it's time to make it into something that I am going to love. And so we've covered up those layers, and even though what's on the surface now is rough, I'm liking it more. It's got less depth than it had to it before, but the depth that we have got is in places that I can really respect the painting for. So, like I say, it doesn't leave the studio unless I love it. And that's a rule that you should apply in your own studio, because that will give you confidence in your own work, especially when it comes to putting prices on it, especially when it comes to giving it to others. And most importantly, the 3 things, third and final, is especially when it comes to feeling fulfillment that someone else is loving what you made. That will come if you love what you gave them. Big on that. Johnny, I've sent you a message on WhatsApp. I'm hanging out for a shipping address from you. And once I get that, we can pull the trigger. It's literally, the freight company's so good to me. He's like, do you have a shipping address? I'm like, I need to confirm it. And he says, okay, because we like you, you can leave these in the corner of the shop, in the shop itself, and then I'll look after them, and when we get a shipping address, we'll send it. So he's doing that for me right now. But basically, I double check the shipping address and send a phone number to Johnny. I'll add your WhatsApp one. That's perfect. And it will be on the move shortly, which I can't wait for. Who's that? Hendra. Thank you so much, Hendra. I appreciate you. What other jobs have you had before painting to support yourself? I've had a lot of jobs. I've worked as a waiter, I've worked as a restaurant manager, I've worked as an ops manager, I've worked as a camp counsellor, I've worked as all sorts of things. But I was yarning about this yesterday, that even though you might be doing a job which doesn't match what your dream is inside you, it's okay, because you're going to gain skills in that job that are going to actually help you with your dream. And a good example is, and a funny one, this is great. So I've worked a lot of time as a waiter. Now I use porcelain plates to paint on. A lot of my dexterity of using porcelain plates comes from being a waiter. And so I can spin these things around, and I can spread the paint on them, and I can get really confident of the angles with it, and I'm not going to drop it. Well, hold on. That's a cold hard lie. But my ratio on carrying these plates is pretty good. And it's funny because it's similar to Mr. Miyagi, what's that movie? Karate Kid, where he talks about wax on, wax off. There are skills you're learning currently in jobs that don't relate to your, you're doing a job that doesn't relate to your dream, but you're learning skills in that job or skills in that role that you can apply to your dream. And you may not even be aware of what those are. Like in Karate Kid, great example, the kid gets really angry at Mr. Miyagi when he says, "You're just making me scrub floors and things." And then they test it. And wax on, wax off, really helpful. Arguably, one of the most helpful techniques. If he didn't know wax on, wax off, then the first punch was going to be the last punch. So, very handy. What other job? Oh, that's the same question. And thank you very much, Johnny. We've got balloons, whipped coffee, and a mirror. Sounds like I'm ready to party. Sounds like I'm ready to attack some TikTok influencing videos. Iced coffee in front of a mirror with some balloons. Unfortunately, guys, I'm just not cool enough for that. I think, but I have been thinking about some things to post as reels for you guys. I've shown you a few boxings of a few pictures, which is fun. If you guys have any ideas for reels, trust me, I will not be the least bit offended if you send them on through, because it may surprise you, it shouldn't surprise you. I'm a bit of a geek and I'm not very cool. And the problem with that is I'm looking at TikTok going, what are people going to like? So if you've got an idea, you're like, oh, this would be cool to do with painting, or you should do this. I'm not going to be like, hey, don't tell me how to do this. I'm going to be like, thank you so much. I wish someone in high school was standing behind me saying, this is how you be cool. Because I sort of missed that boat. Not that I wanted to be on the boat, I just wanted the option. Thanks, Cobb. Appreciate that. Now we need to find some TikTok dances on your... Yeah, I suppose. TikTok dancing. I mean, we can do that. That can be a thing. Give my guard up, did you let me down? We can say that I wasn't always around. You were the one to run away. I'm keeping my guard up because you let me down. I'm just going to open up the door of the garage a little bit, guys. It's going to get a bit hot in here. 1 second. There we go, team. I'm keeping my guard up because you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. You be you. Yeah, that's exactly what I say, Johnny. And now Johnny's saying it too. You've got to agree with that. I think that's even in a Dr. Seuss book. No one does you better than you. You be you. And I'm keeping my guard up because you let me down. But you can't say that I wasn't always around. Keeping my guard up because you let me down. You can't say that I wasn't always around. You haven't noticed what that song's stuck in my head. But it's better than the Taylor Swift one. Do I dare sing it? Once I see it, sing it. It'll be in there. It'll be stuck. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. Ah. It's good actually. It's not being stuck. It's a new era. Dropping in for a bit. Hope you have a great day today. Hey, thanks T. Thanks for popping on in. Good to have you here. We're just adding some more to this picture. And it's going to a pretty cool place. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Tea time. Everybody agrees. Very off topic, but what's your favorite shiny Pokemon, Seb? Oh, I forget. Honestly, it'd probably be Red Gyarados if they didn't just give you one in Pokemon Silver. But the fact that they just give you one means it's probably, I don't know, what's Golem? Golem goes dark red, like a goldish colour. Like a mineral gold. I dig that. I can get on board with that. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Picasso. Thanks, David. Well, I can't read that, but he may be saying this is like Picasso, or this looks nothing like Picasso. So either thanks, David, or I'll try and do better. It's one of the two. At tea time, everybody agrees. I look directly in the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. Tea time. Everybody agrees. Oh. There we go. Just a bit more in there. A bit more in there. And a line across the there. Alright, let's check this out, guys. Thanks. Fixalax. Appreciate that. And Connor, appreciate that. Red Gyarados is classic. Mine's Ninetales. Yeah, I feel Ninetales. Ninetales all good. Is there a certain minimum number of layers you put on a painting, or just whatever feels right? That's a good question, Jason. In terms of what feels right, I try and stick between, in fact, look, there's a maximum that can show up on a canvas, but in terms of the minimum, if you nail it in one coat, it's sort of done. And I've got a picture that's like that at the moment. It's Aboriginal, one of the copies of it. I've got one Aboriginal picture that's got like 50 layers on it. And I've got another one, I say 50, it's an exaggeration, about 15 layers on it. And then another one, which has just one layer. And I stepped back from it and I was like, oh, it's done, it's perfect, it's finished. That was pretty special. That was pretty special. Likewise, this one here, actually, in terms of how much paint you can see, it's only about 3 layers or 4 layers deep. But it should be 3 layers is about perfect. If you can smash 3 layers, you are golden. That's where you want to be. Awesome. Its hand on its hip looks so natural, Seb. Kind regards from. Thanks, Jonty. Appreciate that. You're a champion. Right. What colour is going to be next? Orange. It's me. Hi. The way we're going to do it actually is we're not going to use orange. I'm going to mix our burnt sienna, so our brownish colour. It's like a light yellowy brown. And we're going to mix that into our white, which was just a tinting white. It wasn't full titanium white. And that's going to give us a toffee colour. Is it conventional? No. Do I like it? You betcha. The best thing to do when you're making skin tones, guys, is avoid skin tones. And slowly, if you build up layers and layers of every other colour you see, somehow it'll start looking like skin. So I encourage that. But too often do we see skin and go, right, a light yellowy pink. And you're like, why does my person look like a jellyfish? Well, now you know. Kat, thank you so much for the paper crane. You're an absolute champion. I appreciate the support to no end. Is that a SodaStream bottle I see? Hello, yes it is. It's my own little SodaStream bottle and I put some BCAAs in it just to keep me healthy. Does my girlfriend paint too? No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She appreciates that I do, so that's wholesome. She rides horses and does other things. Tries to get me into surfing. All sorts of stuff. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I look directly in the sun, never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. There we go. Beautiful. Now we're talking. Just keep slashing these layers on, guys. Don't ever apply paint to an area just because you think it needs it. You apply paint in a way, you see where a tone is, you see where a hue is, you see where a shape is, and you replicate that from the image. Don't ever fall victim to the temptation of painting what you think you see. You paint what you do see. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I stare directly in the sun, but never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. My comments about got deleted. I'm sorry, Pauline. And Jonathan, thank you so much for the kiwi. I appreciate the support. If anyone doesn't know, I'm a kiwi. Not the type of bird, I'm a human, but I'm a kiwi from New Zealand. So in New Zealand we have kiwi birds, so they call New Zealanders kiwis. And that is in Australia, southeast, 2 islands, top island, place called Bay of Plenty. That's where I'm from. Yeah. If you want to connect more, guys, if you want to see more from this little kiwi on the southern side of the world, you can check it out in my bio. There's a link tree. Everything's there. I would absolutely love to come to Brazil, David. That would be a dream come true. I love Brazil. Where else do I love? I love Indonesia. I love Mexico. CDMX. Big fan. I haven't been to Brazil, but I've been to Mexico and Indonesia. Fallen in love with them both. Headed back to work, take care, hello. I'll catch you later. Look after yourself, have fun at work. It's been a pleasure having you here, you know that. Darshell. Look, whatever's going to make you feel better. There we go. There we go. me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I stare directly in the sun, never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. Boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. Sorry if I missed anyone's comments, guys. It's not intentional. I just get tied into the art. Seb, you are a neat artist. I make a mess with colour pencils. That's cool. That's cool. I can respect that, Jason. That's fantastic. I use just acrylics. I love colour, but that doesn't mean acrylic's the only option. There's a million other options out there. And coloured pencils, great option. I had this friend in university who made the most phenomenal pastel pictures. She was just an absolute wizard. I should say witch, but wizard. Anyway, she was great. We need to get Seb an official painting tank. And sure. That'd be fun, actually, painting at a nightclub instead of one of those cages that people dance in. It's just a really wholesome cage with a live stream where you're just painting. You're like, hey guys, take a break from dancing, have a glass of water at the bar, and let me tell you about visual art. I can see it going off. Anyway, regardless, if you do like the art, guys, everything you need is in the bio there via a link tree. It's pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy. If you miss any lives, you'll find lives there. And yeah, that's pretty fun. Thank you, Leonardo. Appreciate you. Yes, do I agree, cage paint? I mean, I was going to be like the wholesome entertainment. I think that sounds different. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. But I guess if everyone's supporting the art. Tea time, everybody agrees. I stare directly in the sun, never in the mirror. It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Sorry, guys. I said I was leaving it stuck in my head. I said the lyric once. Now it's in my head. Thanks, Taylor. Getting from Alaska. Welcome. Yes, of course. If you're asking about getting art from Alaska, of course we can post art to Alaska. That's easy. In fact, Alaska's an American state. That's just, you're the most common place I post to. You're golden. How long did it take you to get really good at art? Was there a certain age? Jason knew. The biggest barrier with art, and you'll face it the entire way through your process, even once you feel like, or other people will tell you that you're good at art, is yourself. And you're going to wake up on days, even I'm sure, no matter how good an artist you become, you wake up on days and think, oh, I can't, I'm no good at this. But it's about actually finding ways to actually get past that, because essentially art's a fascinating thing. And it's creativity on a 2D surface. There's some paint on a canvas with no utility value. It can't give you water. It can't provide electricity for your house. It can't do a whole range of things. But it does give you something, and that's what gives the art the value. What's that thing? That can be high value or low value, and it's subjective, the value we apply to that. And so sometimes you'll come up in your studio and you'll think, the subjective value of my art is so low. And other times we go in there and think, wow, is this really what I create? This is amazing. This is phenomenal. And you'll be at awe in your own studio. You'll have both those days. Oh, that's funky sounding bird called. That's called a tui, sparrow, fantail, mixture there, yellowhammer, quail, all the things. Make painting of the Brazilian beaches. I'd love to do that. That would be phenomenal. Cool. But the most important way to deal with any of those feelings, regardless of where you are or how famous you are or are not, is make sure you love it. You're like, God, he beats on about that non-stop. I do. Make sure you love it. So that way, no matter where the process is heading, you can literally find enjoyment in it. To refill your cup, be a better person. But if you're in the mindset of, I'm going to give everything to my art to try and be an artist, and it takes away from the rest of your life, that may be the wrong way to go about it. Art needs to refill your cup, not empty it. Hello and welcome. Yeah, it's a big paint. It is. It's not the biggest we've done. There's some bigger ones, 48 by 60 inches, but it's pretty big. And thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you, Jordan. You're both fantastic. And hello, Chuck. Welcome back. Long time no see. Right. At the moment, I've got myself some blue paint, and we're just applying that to the background. So, one thing we're doing now, I'm really liking where the texture's at, I'm liking how the layers are built up, but I need to start applying paint and getting the correct colours into the picture. And at the moment, there's a lot of blue in it, so we're building that out. Oh, thank you very much, Rebecca. And Elisa or Alyssa? I might be reading that wrong. It's one of the two. Jason, I appreciate you to no end, you know that. Yeah, one of the fantastic things about streaming here, guys, has been getting blown away by the amount of support by people. I talked about it. Oh, good afternoon. Oh, hello, Ellen. I thought you were heading off to bed for a second there. So it's been the amount of love that's coming from people, the people I've met along the way. There's been an amazing person called Claire who helped me edit the website and make sure, yeah, there'll still be some typos here and there, but make sure there was less typos in the website. There's been incredible people like Lucy, like Cheryl, like Victoria, who have helped actually make these streams more PG and palatable. That's been wholesome. That's been amazing because that's been a real connection over a period of time. And there's been amazing supporters who say amazing things, keep my confidence up, you know. My confidence is high, guys, but look, when you give amazing compliments, when you support and things like that, jeepers creepers, it's, you wake up in the morning and go, right, I know exactly where I'm heading, I know what I need to do, you know, it really provides a lot of clarity to you. Don't get paint on your white shirt, don't worry, Chuck, I won't. I find you, thank you very much. I'm very good, thank you, Eva Dennison, that's fantastic. Yes, T. And again, the new layer we put on it, we added some more light tans into it and built out a few of the larger negative space areas inside the dog the other day. And people were coming into the studio today and they were saying they loved the dog. That was the crowd favourite again. And I'm like, guys, look at all these other paintings, look at everything in here. And everyone's like, dog, I love the dog. So that's pretty special. I think that's pretty special. Let me see here. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Did you go to art school? Did you learn it yourself? I did go to art school, but the most important thing about art school is you develop peers, and peers will face the same quandaries, problems and challenges that you have. And that's where you'll develop your trade the most, your skill the most. Your peers will be the ones that challenge you and develop you. I never got that much challenging development from my tutors, but that's not their fault. They had so many children that they were going through, and they did their best. But my peers giving me advice, it's your best friends and your best friends that do art that will say to you, the thing you're doing right now is terrible. I think you should stop it. That other thing you were doing, that was so cool. Everyone loved it. And to get those honest moments and opinions in your artwork, sometimes you go back to them and say, no, I like the way I was doing that, I'm going to keep doing that. And then your friend comes back and says, cool, I support you. And that's a very wholesome interaction to have. But to be able to get that honest feedback is really important, because you are dealing with something that's very subjective. Put in the comments, Seb, time for me to go to bed. Hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you so much, Cobb. It's an absolute pleasure having you here. You know that. And I wish you all the best. Get a good night's sleep, and we will be in touch. I look forward to seeing those 5 pictures you sent me, by the way. Also, guys, if you want to connect more before you dash off and live your busy lives, wherever they might be, everything's in the bio. There's Instagram, there's TikTok, which you won't need. There's Instagram, sorry, I already said that. There's YouTube for the replays. What else is there? All the things. Here we go. Dim the lights down to very low. Here we go. I'm not far. I need to run away for something to eat, team. But yeah, I'm not good at art, but I like creating art, and that's what's most important. Jason, 100%. And if you are creating art solely for the love of it, it's really important to look at that process and wonder, what parts about this do I love the most? Because you may find that you love art, but you love working with art in terms of wood, in terms of clay, acrylic paint, oil paint, water-based paint. Maybe you like working with sand, such that you make the art and then a day later it's gone. Maybe you like working with people, performance art, theatre. You may have found something you love, but don't stop exploring, because there's so much there. So much for you to fall in love with. There might be a craft there that will help you pursue things you like even more. So that's worthy of attention and consideration. Even if you never find something you enjoy more, it's important to keep looking. Luila, I'm so sorry, this one here is actually a commission, so it's not available. Your father builds guitars, that is an art form. That's an amazing art form. In fact, I was watching a movie called The Red Violin, where they talk about the craftsmanship of violins. That is, yeah, your father's an artist. You already know that, but that's amazing. What's the biggest, longest session you've had? Do you ever lose track of time while painting? Sometimes, Jason. I've got to dash off today, but yes, absolutely. The longest session is probably around 12 hours. The longest stream is probably around 7 to 8. And because the streams go a little bit shorter, because you can typically keep a gauge on who's there and who's not, because someone will join you in the morning and then say, right, it's bedtime now, I need to go. You're like, oh, is it? What time is it? Oh, that's late. Hello from Brazil. Well, first give it a go. You might decide that actually you like it. Subconsciously it will make you land paint in the right places and really enjoy the process. Who knows? Here we go. Also, there was a comment there about buying this piece. This piece is a commission, so it's already sold. But you can reach out to me, leap into the bio, jump on the contact details, and I'll sort you out with your very own piece. Because this is a gentleman's 3 children, but we can also paint something special for you, your family, your loved ones, whatever it may be. And then you can sit down with a glass of wine and watch it come together live. And I think that's pretty fun. Right. Thank you so much, appreciate that. Right guys, I think looking at that, maybe a little bit more up here. Just a little bit more up here, there we go. Dim the lights down very low, here we go. There we go. Just a little bit more in that sky, just like that. Perfect. All right, guys. What's for dinner today? Matt, it's early in the morning for me. Early in the morning. So it's currently, jeepers, let me check. It's currently, 12, time for lunch. I'm gonna run off and do some things, jump on some emails, have some lunch and do all the basics, but I might be back later on tonight. Never too early to think about dinner. Matt is 100% correct. And hello from Atlanta. Is the piece you're doing right now available? Scott, this piece here is a commission, so this one already has an owner. But if you would like a piece, jump into my bio and there's a list of things. Click on Linktree. The top one is commissions. So what's better than this piece for you is a picture of your own kids or family. And we can do that. So reach out and get in touch. And we'll go from there. Apart from that, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys join me while I paint. This one here started in a place where I wasn't happy with it, and in the last hour and a half, we've really pulled it into a place where I'm thinking, I'm liking where this is going. Thank you, T. Look after yourself, and I appreciate you joining in on the stream today. And no, I've never been to London. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. All right, guys. All the best. Bye.